Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to this week's Pinball FX tournament video where we will discuss the one ball challenge we had on Biolab from this week. And then for next week, I decided, you know what, let's do Wild West Rampage. Another popular Zen original, probably one of the most popular tables on this game. Anytime I go through the tournament list, I always see people making Wild West Rampage tournaments. It's an interesting table because it came out in 2015, but it's a Western theme, and Western themes are kind of popular in pinball. Think about tables like Cactus Jacks from Gottlieb. You can even think about what's that table that's popular? The name escapes me right now, but it's from Bally or Williams. Cactus Canyon. Yeah, Cactus Canyon. So there's been a lot. So that will be for this week. And also Western theme kind of touches on what we've been doing more recently with these cultural themes, like with Rome and the samurai table. So a lot of kind of cultural touchstones there. But first, before I go into the table, I kind of want to talk about this table's theme. So this table's theme, generally speaking, is like this mad scientist, mad laboratory / science theme. And I was trying to think of real tables that kind of have the same theme. And some of those tables include Dr. Dude and His Excellent Ray from Bally, 1990. So that's another table where you're trying to become this super dude, right? And then just like on Biolab, you're making upgrades to become this, whatever those things are, right? You also have Strange Science from Bally from 1986. I've played that a few times. Time Machine from Data East from 88. Played that as well. The Machine Bride of Pinbot from Williams, 1991. Kind of similar in a way, because you're transforming this robot to a human, adding eyes, adding speech. So I'm sure there's a lot more. Maybe you could put in X-Files, pretty much any kind of laboratory theme. There's not too many science laboratory themed tables, but I think there's just enough. There could be more. But I didn't want to lump like sci-fi themes because I think those are still different than like a laboratory. But the bigger thing that I want to talk about when discussing like these mad science thematic tables is kind of how it relates to real life. Like, think about how science is kind of, is responsible for like keeping us alive for much longer. Science in pair with medicine, right? You think about how science can develop these methods and medicines to make us stronger, live longer, and everyone always says that one day science might be able to cure the issue of mortality, right? So living forever is like a huge thing, right? Everyone wants to do it. Take a pill to live forever. Science is also huge in beauty products, right? Because beauty products can make us look younger, can give us that youthful appearance. But then you also have this, on the flip coin, you have the science going wrong trope, where science goes too far, right? And then you kind of have to think about at what point does morality and ethics kind of have to intervene with science? Because when you get to the other side of the spectrum, you start getting into these genetic mutations. And you're seeing now in the news, science is now, that you're able to, like, somehow genetically alter a child's hair color or eye color. And so at what point does morality and ethics kind of come into the picture here, right? And at what point are we messing? At what point does science kind of mess with the natural flow of things, like with Mother Nature? So there's kind of that balance there that I think is unique to this theme that I'm kind of talking about in pinball, where you have science, and science has done a lot of good, done a lot of research into curing illnesses and diseases. But then there's also some things where maybe science is taking it a bit too far with being able to alter DNA, being able to change, and not letting nature do its thing. So that's something to think about. And of course, there's been a lot of popular films in regards to mad science. Frankenstein, 1931. Bride of Frankenstein from 1935. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. The Fly from 1958 and 1986. Weird Science from 1985. And I'll even put in Mary Shelley's Frankenstein from 1994, which is also a pinball table from Data East. And then you have like Flubber comedies from 1997 about science doing something, science going wrong, right? And even the earlier Flubber movies from the 50s. So another thing that I think the first thing I put down too was this table gives me Monster Inc. vibes. You ever seen the movie with Monster Inc. with voiced by Billy Crystal, and I think who was the other voice? Let me see, Monster Inc. cast. Was it John Goodman? Yeah, John Goodman. I was gonna say that. Definitely got a lot of those vibes, but just not a table that I was really. It's probably one of my least favorite Zen originals, and it's not because of the theme either. It's mostly because of just kind of how repetitive it seems. Going for the upgrades kind of is repetitive. Like it's the same thing. The reflex, the muscle upgrade, the brain. It's kind of the same thing, and it just feels like you're making the same shot again. So it doesn't feel like it gets kind of boring pretty fast that way. I liked the idea of having upgrades, but maybe there should have been more variety there. I think Biolab does some things well. Probably my favorite thing about Biolab is the flipper setup. You have multiple flippers, and they're positioned in a way where you can make a lot of good shots, almost like skill shots. And so you have a lot of control of the ball at all areas of the table. Sometimes on tables you'll have a lot of flippers, but they won't make any sense. Like they'll just feel like this is just a flipper to be a flipper. But this one really had well-positioned flippers that I really liked. And that was pretty much the only thing I liked. I think the artwork was very disruptive to the table. Hard to see where things were. Kind of a messy play field. Nothing really like the skill shot. I didn't really understand the skill shot, even though it had that cool like spaceship thing that it starts out from. But yeah, just not a table. Probably not my favorite Zen original. But it does a good job on the flipper setup. There was a video mode, kind of simple video mode, where you're like feeding that thing, making it happy. And there's a lot to this table. So I probably didn't, I wasn't able to get to everything with one ball. But if you played this on a 3-ball, you'll probably, be able to explore a lot more. And I think this table offers that. But what I found out to get, I didn't do it that good, but the way I got the most points was doing the easiest upgrades, which I think was the brain one, where you have to get the pinball to the exit through that maze. That gave me like 3 million points. The reflex upgrade was kind of unique because you have a 2-ball, but it was hard to hit those shots. The muscle upgrade and the wisdom were just kind of confusing, so I didn't really do them. So you were able to get like multipliers and whatnot, and even cookies. Cookies was like a big thing on this table. Like, you got a cookie, and it's like, okay. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about But excuse me, Biolab. Interesting theme, but I don't think it was really it was designed that well. But let's look at the scores here. So we had a close tournament with 8 people. In first place, we have Gapvik with 36 million points. Congratulations to you, Gapvik, in that first place. And runner-up to Gapvik is King Balchi 100 with 35 million. So really close. Gapvik and King Balchi a lot of times are very close in these tournament leaderboards. You love to see it, that competition, but Gapvik just edged out Balchi by 1 million points, right? But very close. Congratulations to Balchi. In third place, UTD 4000 with 20 million points for the podium. Congratulations to you, UTD, for getting third. And then my friend Urko 1945 with 16 million points. I'm curious how Urko got 16 million, because he usually doesn't do that well on these like originals. But I'm glad to see him in fourth place ahead of me. I came in fifth with 12 million points. I just got lucky with doing the modes. I got a couple jackpots from that reflex multi-ball upgrade, and I think maybe the bonus multiplier or something like that. Underneath me, we have sixth place Bad Jack Daniels with 7 million points. In seventh place, we have Genuines. Welcome back again, Genuines, with 4 million points. And in eighth place, Johnny Seb with 2 million points. So thank you to everyone who participated in this week's tournament. I know it's not a really popular table. I don't really like it myself for Zen Original, but it has its perks, right? It's kind of cool for a while, but I just could not get with it. I was not enjoying myself at this table, and I'm sure other people have felt the same way. But now let's go and create a tournament on Wild West Rampage. So Wild West Rampage is another Zen Original. Kind of think about all we've done. We've done Excalibur, we've done Epic Quest, Sorcerer's Lair, Samurai's Vengeance, we've done Curse of the Mummy, Pinball Noir, Sky Pirates, Pasha, Biolab, Rome, Secrets, Son of Zeus, Adventure, Castle Storm. So we've done a lot. So we are making our way through. We only have maybe like 4 more tables for the Zen Originals. So it's been fun, guys, doing all these one-ball tournaments and going through each one. So maybe next we do Marvel tables. But let's go here with, we're creating a Wild West Rampage. It's going to be public. It's going to be 1 ball. Realistic, I like that you can choose. Unlimited attempts, 6 days. 6 days, unlimited players, realistic. Here we go. So let me have a game at Wild West Rampage. Here is the ID as well.
You can best tell a town by its
All right, where's the skill shot? Hit the flashing targets. Okay, so they're on the left. There we go. There's one. The realistic physics really make this table a lot more enjoyable, in my opinion, than normal physics. Really kind of amazing what physics, how important physics are to pinball, right? Because when you think about it, that's really what pinball is really based on. It's the physics. Pay attention to the flippers. You got 2 extra flippers right here. A lot of things are lit. Maybe I hit the saloon. Okay, so if I hit the saloon, it spells saloon. Oh look, you got a captive ball there. Messenger ball. Oh! Okay. I have not played this table in a long time. Two more letters. Okay, one more. What happens if we spell saloon? Here we go. Beat the saloon thugs. Okay. Okay, so they're little pop-up targets. Okay, there's one in the middle. Right in the middle. There he goes. There's one. There's another one. I don't really remember this mode. There's another one. There's one right there on the ramp. Oh, I got him! Oh, that's awesome. Press launch to skip. Get ready. Okay, what are we doing? What am I doing? We're just back. Oh, wait. What are we... So we're spelling wanted. Two more letters for wanted. Spell train. Ooh. Okay. Hit the barrels. Spin for duel. One letter for wanted.
Gold-laden stagecoach is fast approaching.
Oh, okay.
Light the fuses, man, and
So I gotta hit the barrels.
Quick! Gotta blow all the
There's
barrels
one.
before the stagecoach arrives.
Two. Oh. Three. Oh. Oh. One more. Okay, where's the other one? Oh, they're on the right. Okay. Oh no!
Leaving so soon.
Oh man. So I don't know how this score will factor in, but I think I did moderately well. So I'll take it. Hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. Have fun with Wild West Rampage, and I'll see you on the next Pinball FX Tournament video. Thanks for watching. Take care.